Hello friends, this is Scott, and here we are a couple months late on this video, but this is the final video that shows you the full circle of my sweet potato harvest, from buying store-bought sweet potatoes to sprouting them out to sprouting the slips, and then getting them out in my own home garden, which you see here. And then at the end of this video, I will be showing you what happened at the school garden, because I planted them both places. I didn't plant any at the hobby farm this year because I didn't have my beds ready, but you know, when you grow sweet potato slips, again, these were only two store-bought potatoes that I grew all these slips from, so I only needed, I think, 12 for this bed. So it doesn't take a lot of slips to fill in an area. Some sweet potatoes will only grow the actual potatoes where you plant them on their original roots, but others, wherever the stems lay on the ground, they'll root again and they'll grow other potatoes. So I'm not sure what kind these are, so we'll see how this bed fills in over time. But again, it only took 12, and these are very healthy slips, so I had a really good time growing this year. So the simple process of planting, to show you a couple here, is just, nice loose bed, push them into the soil, and you're done. And so I made this bed last year, and so the soil's really loose and really good. And second year bed, so it should be a great crop this year. We'll see how it goes. It is a little shady. We're under some flowering pear trees, so we'll see how that impacts our growth compared to what happens at the school garden. Here is the fully planted bed, and it's all watered in, ready to go. Now I do want to put mulch in this bed, and so I went to the dump, and I don't usually like to buy shredded bark from the dump, but I thought I'd give it a try this time. Couldn't find any free bark this year, so I just mulched in with this stuff, and here's a look of what you get. You just basically shredded pallets and other types of wood. So it's really not a tree mix. It's just shredded pallets and that kind of stuff. So I'm not too pleased with it, but it did grow, and everything kind of came in well. So I'm hopeful that we'll have a good crop on this bed, as it looks healthy. But as we'll see here in a minute, we were not so successful in this garden as I thought we would be. I fully waited till the first frost to ever check on these sweet potatoes. I didn't even peek at them. I was just going to let them go, and again, sweet potatoes, you want the first frost to kill the top so they're sweeter, and then you harvest. And yeah, we had our frost, and everything's dead. And then I took a look into the harvest, and this is the only decent one I found. Yeah. So that's a small one, but that was nice. But what I saw else in this bed did not make me very happy. Most of the things in the bed, or most of the sweet potatoes, were like this, or in bunches like this. So pretty much a bust in this garden. Well, transitioning over to the school garden, let's see how we did there. Again, same slips from the same sweet potatoes I bought at the store. And these are the remainders I had here, and this is where I'm planting them, next to our other potatoes. You see it just a little bit above. So we had one of those earth bags of soil, so I just put a scoop or a bucket on each place I wanted to plant a slip. And then I just basically didn't even mix the soil in. I just, all I did is I'm digging the holes, but I just planted them the same way, just stuck the slips in. And so they looked really good to start with. And so I had never grown sweet potatoes at the school garden before, so this is an experiment. I wasn't sure how it was going to go. A few days after I planted them, they looked like this. They did not look good. So I was thinking, uh-oh, we're going to have a total bust here too. So I did have some extra slips, and I did fill them in and plant a few more. And again, right next to the potatoes are doing great. But over time, the slips looked like they were doing better, but they still were lacking some mulch. I didn't have any mulch. Then I had a friend call me up and said they had some extra mulch. And so I was thinking, I didn't know whether I wanted to take it to my home garden or bring it here to the school garden. But I went ahead and brought it to the school garden, got it all mulched in. And this is good bark mulch, or good shredded trees. So worked good. And then over the summer, that mulch seemed to do wonders for these plants. They grew well. And every time I went to the garden, they seemed to be bigger and bigger. And then, pretty soon they were pretty significant. So again, we didn't plant a huge crop of sweet potatoes, probably 12 slips again, like I did at my home garden, probably about that. But look here. We pulled a few out early before the first frost. The kids were antsy, and we saw them sticking their heads out of the soil. So we grabbed a few, and they're nice already. So, and this one was really interesting one. It looks like kind of a human veins on that. So I had never seen a sweet potato that looked like that, I don't think. So that was interesting. The kids got a kick out of that. As long as we had other produce at the garden, as you see. And then we had some monsters, As you see here, this is one clump of sweet potatoes all hooked together, and that looks like a big old sugar beet. But that is a sweet potato, and all those were on the same plant. So some of these plants did wonderfully. And better than I see at the store. Again, they're shaped a little differently, but There's some nice ones here. That's particularly a nice shaped one. That's definitely sellable at the store. So brought, had a couple baskets full and brought them into the school, and I leave everything or most everything for either the students or the teachers to enjoy. I did, like to take one home and try it out and see if it is sweet. We baked it up and it was tasty. We were not disappointed. So there you have it. Great harvest at the school garden, terrible harvest at the home garden. Well, I think it was, it was probably just more of a sun issue. So next year I'm going to plant my sweet potatoes down at the hobby farm along with the school garden. We'll do a comparison to see if full sun is the ticket, regardless of where you're growing. Well, thanks for watching this video, and I think you should try sweet potatoes. But you got to grow the slips, probably starting in March, and get them grown out. So thanks for watching, and I am zone 6, so kind of keep that in mind as when you time your slips. Thank you.